considered the fastest man in the world, a record holder who surpassed the limits of science. He became a symbol of what humans are capable of achieving. Today, on our episode of Hero's Journey, we'll share the astonishing story of Usain Bolt. In the quiet Sherwood Content, a small rural village in Jamaica, a boy destined to become a global icon was born. In 1986, Usain St. Leo Bolt began his journey in this world, influenced by the reggae music of his fellow countryman Bob Marley and the lack of opportunities on Jamaican soil. From an early age, Usain displayed boundless energy. Running through the streets of his village with friends and his brother, he turned every game of cricket and soccer into a display of speed and enthusiasm. As a child, Bolt was already much faster than his friends. His contagious joy in each race heralded the phenomenon he would become. In high school, his extraordinary speed began to attract attention. Teachers and peers quickly realized that this tall boy for his age, with surprisingly long legs, had a special gift. It was in school that Usain began to shape his destiny. Winning the annual high school championship in 2001, Usain not only earned medals, but also the guidance of Pablo McNeill, a former Olympic athlete who saw limitless potential in Bolt. Together, they began a journey that would transcend local athletic tracks. Life in Sherwood Content was simple, but Usain's determination was anything but ordinary. Under the hot Jamaican sun, he dreamed of larger stages, driven by the support of his family and a community that believed in his talent. It wasn't long before the rare gem was discovered and called for an adventure that would take him far beyond his country's borders. Despite his promising career in high school championships, it was a specific event that marked the real call to adventure for Usain Bolt. In 2002, at the Junior World Championship held on his own soil in Kingston, Bolt had a chance to prove his worth on the international stage. At just 15, he wasn't just a participant, he was already the favorite to win the event. His local feats had already reached the ears of much of the athletic community, and Bolt did not shy away. His performance in the 200 meters lived up to his reputation, and he crossed the finish line well ahead of the other competitors. On that watershed day in his life, Bolt not only won the gold medal, but also set a new junior world record, capturing everyone's attention. This moment of triumph was the opening door to a new world of opportunities and challenges. Bolt's success at home in front of a passionate crowd was the push he needed to pursue greater aspirations. Inspired by this achievement and motivated by his coach, Usain began to dedicate himself even more to training. He knew the path ahead would be filled with greater challenges, including the dream of participating in the Olympics and World Championships. Bolt's journey was just beginning, and he was still seen as a promise in the eyes of other professional athletes. So he knew that if he wanted to make his mark in sports, he would have to test his speed against the world's best. During this period, he had to fight not only against the pressure of expectations, but also with the challenge of overcoming more experienced and victorious opponents. Therefore, each race was an opportunity for him to learn and overcome other doubts about his talent. Until that moment, Usain Bolt had not yet achieved an extraordinary result that would cement his name in the history of sports. Usain Bolt's global dominance truly began in 2008 at his first Olympics. After years of being chased by the shadow of eternal promise and maintaining his focus on a quiet work of constant growth, he was ready to show the world that he was not just a mere participant, but a champion in the making. In Beijing during the 2008 Olympics, Bolt transformed his performance into something extraordinary. He not only won the 100 meters, he dominated the event. With a world record time of 9.69 seconds, Bolt not only won the gold medal, but did so with an impressive margin, slowing down before the finish line, with his shoelace untied and a broad smile on his face. This moment was more than a victory, it was a display of supremacy. But he didn't stop there and decided to shock the world again in another event. In the 200 meters, Bolt broke another world record with a time of 19.30 seconds and helped the Jamaican team win gold in 4x100 meters relay, setting a new world record and solidifying Jamaica's legacy as a sprint powerhouse. Usain Bolt was going beyond race victories, he was redefining the sport. With each broken record, each gold medal hung around his neck, Bolt cemented his place among the greatest athletes in history. In the following years, Bolt continued his undefeated march. At World Championships and Olympic Games, he faced the best in the world and turned each race into a spectacle, popularizing the sport among all ages. His charisma and confident personality made him seem like an unbeatable winner. But with stardom also came the weight of expectations and the challenges of his own body. Beyond competitors on the track, Bolt faced personal trials, such as injuries and doubts about his ability to stay on top. One of Bolt's greatest rivals was American Tyson Gay, one of the few sprinters who truly challenged him at the height of his career. The rivalry between them not only raised the level of the competitions, but also drove Bolt to reach new limits. However, in each challenge, he found strength not only in himself, but also in the support of his allies. Among those allies was Glenn Mills, the coach who refined Bolt's technique and helped him fully explore his phenomenal potential. Together, they created a partnership that would be crucial for the historic achievements to come. After his spectacular triumph in Beijing, Usain Bolt continued to reign supreme on the world's tracks. At the 2012 London Olympics, he again captured 3 gold medals in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters relay, defending his titles and consolidating his status as a living legend. In 2016, in Rio de Janeiro, Bolt closed his Olympic career with a performance that would be any athlete's dream. For the 3rd consecutive time, he won gold in the same 3 events, an unprecedented feat that solidified his place in history as one of the greatest athletes of all time. In every performance, his fans went wild with his irreverent celebrations of someone who naturally expressed his talent, but without denying that behind the scenes, he trained hard to stay at the peak. In 2017, during the World Championship in London, Bolt took his last strides on the athletic tracks. Although he did not finish as he hoped, with an injury in the final of the 4x100 meters relay, Bolt's farewell was worthy of his greatness, with the crowd giving an emotional tribute to a true sports legend. We can say that Usain Bolt not only broke records, he broke barriers. His legacy goes beyond medals and time scores. Bolt inspired a generation to run faster, dream higher, and overcome the limits of the possible. After hanging up his spikes, Bolt did not move away from the world of sports. He followed the childhood dream of playing football, briefly training with the Central Coast Mariners in Australia and participating in some friendly games. Although his football career was quite short, Bolt showed that his passion for competing and challenging himself remained alive. Beyond sports, Bolt dedicated himself to various social causes, using his fame to inspire and make a difference in the lives of young people, especially in his beloved Jamaica. Usain Bolt also remains an inspiring figure through his foundation, where he supports young athletes and promotes the importance of sports and education, seeking to develop the full potential of each young person in Jamaica and other countries. What about you? Did you already know the powerful trajectory of one of the greatest sprinters of all time? So if you like this video, please leave a like to reach more people. And if you like this kind of inspiring content about the lives of ordinary people who became real-life heroes, subscribe to our channel to receive our next episodes. Hero's journey ends here. Until next time.